In today's video, we are going to be taking all the steps to end the doom scrolling and get rid of the phone addiction. From hobbies to self-care, welcome to the vlog where I avoid my phone for 24 hours. Hope you enjoy. In this video, I am going to be avoiding my phone for 24 hours. I think a lot of us have been overtaken by the doom scrolling. Going on your phone for no reason, opening up your phone to check a message, but then you end up on Instagram for half an hour. And I think we can all agree that this is not impacting us in the best way. So today we're gonna talk about tips to overcome the doom scrolling, to overcome the phone addiction, and we're gonna implement them and see how we feel after the 24 hours. It's the weekend, and sometimes there's nothing more that I wanna do than to just scroll on TikTok or something after a long week, but we're not going to do that today. For the next 24 hours, I'm going to be prioritizing myself, my health, and mental well-being. And before we truly start our weekend, I'm going to finish checking off some things on my to-do list. One of the first things we need to think about when we're trying to get off our phone is what we actually need to do in real life. What is on our to-do list? What can we get done that we've been meaning to get done? I have some work to do for my acting class. I'll just make a little time lapse out of it. You guys can enjoy the work montage, and I'm gonna put my phone on do not disturb. I've also made sure to wear my workout outfit because I do want to get a gym session in, and I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I don't feel like it at all, but I always feel really good after a workout, and it is genuinely one of the best things you can do for your health. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you go for a walk and listen to some music, but getting your blood flowing, that is gonna skyrocket your mental health like you've never seen it before. All right, enough chit chat. Let's do some work, and then we're gonna hit the gym. I've finally finished my work for the day, and it's time to hit the gym. And I actually want to show you guys my Notion because I just made like a workout section. So I was using Notion for a long time, but I stopped using it, and now I'm back. And I just have like all my daily work schedule right here. I have some YouTube stuff like monthly content, video ideas, reels and stuff. I have a meal planner, so I go through breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I just added this workouts page. Today we're going to be doing my glutes workout that I customized it around my injury because I mentioned this in my last vlog, but I literally fell down the stairs and hurt my tailbone. So working on the glutes has been hard, but I figured out some workouts that don't aggravate it. So we're going to start with a bunch of resistance band work, rainbow kicks, glute bridges, etc. Then just a few different weighted workouts like more glute bridges, hip thrusts, lunges. And yeah, I feel like it can be a little bit redundant when so many people bring up exercise as one of the ideas to kickstart your mental health when a lot of people may not care to work out or have an exercise that they feel compelled to, which I totally understand. And I think it's very important in terms of being distracted with your phone to drop the distractions and try new things and just notice how you feel. Sit there and just notice. Like, I used to hate running, but once I started to tune into my body and take note of how I felt after and during, I realized that running is actually really good for you. I would feel great after a run, and I'm not the kind of person that can work out first thing in the morning, but if I do run early in the day, I feel great for the rest of my day. And I know it's not a coincidence. I dance as well, and that makes me feel amazing. I feel like if you did click on this video and you're interested in like social media cleansing, health, etc., then you already know Andrew Huberman. But if you don't, I'm putting you on Andrew Huberman. But I highly recommend visiting his Instagram, going through all his content. I feel like that will give some really good insight on integrating exercise and also learning even more about putting away your phone. Anyway, let's do a glute workout, and then we will clean up, have dinner. Well, it's actually 2:15 in the afternoon. So Good afternoon. It's a new day, obviously. I've had a really nice day so far. I tried not to go on my phone this morning. I didn't really scroll much. I checked my emails and stuff, but that was pretty much it. I really want to talk about different options and different things you can do that don't involve your phone. And one of them is actually something that we did this morning, my boyfriend and I. We woke up around 8 and around like 9:30 we went out to the library and he just dropped off some of his books, but since we were in the Silver Lake area, we were like, okay, let's check out a new coffee place. So we went to Constellation Coffee. It was so delicious. I got this like mushroom sugar-free iced coffee. So let's roll that little montage because I did film it on my phone for you guys. And that brings me to one of my tips for avoiding the doom scroll, which is breaking out of your normal routine. I feel like some people might think that wouldn't work. I know a lot of us are very reliant on our morning routines, on our night routines, on having that stability. But I also think that because being attached to our phone is such a bad habit, it can become a part of our routine and we want to break the cycle, right? I just honestly felt so happy today doing something so outside of the norm. Like we never go out to a different part of LA just to grab a coffee. And it was so nice to be able to try something new and just break out of my usual morning habits in a way that's really benefiting me. I got to spend quality time with my boyfriend and be in the sunshine in the morning. So let's talk about some ideas for how we can break out of our routine that doesn't involve scrolling on our phone. Obviously, I think going out and trying like a new coffee shop is a really cute thing to do. But then there's also little things like taking a different route to work. I know there's only so many ways that we can get to our job, but I've done this before where I take a different route to work or to a dance class. It's nice to get a change of scenery and to kind of wake up your mind a little bit, because if not, you get stuck in one mode. And trying something different every day, I think it's really good for your brain function and for your mental health, just to see new things and experience new things. Something else that I think is really fun, that I feel like I did this a lot when I was like in my early teen years, that I don't do as much anymore, is to listen to a new album. Choose an artist that you like, choose an album you haven't heard before, and listen to it from start to finish. I feel like this is very simple to do when you're in the car on your way to work or something, but I do also enjoy just sitting in bed or on my couch with headphones on and listening, you know, having my eyes closed. I feel like some people think that's weird, but it's great. It's an experience, and I've really come to appreciate musical albums because the artist is trying to tell a story from beginning to end. So I don't shuffle, I listen beginning to end, because that is how an album should be listened to. I don't know how many of you are homebodies, but I'm definitely a homebody. I am an introvert. I love to stay home. The fact that I'm in a relationship actually makes it easier to stay home because I can just hang out with my boyfriend. But when it comes to trying new things, I know that I need to go out and hang out with new friends, catch up with old friends, and go experience something new. So honestly, making plans, even when sometimes you don't want to, is a really great way to end the bad habit of being on your phone so much. I know a lot of people, including myself, that once the weekend comes around, they can spend a couple hours just scrolling on TikTok, and our brain does not process everything. There's not as much valuable information that we think there might be online. It is a conscious effort to try new things and put the phone down, but no matter how small this new thing is, it'll create something to replace the time we might spend just scrolling on our phones. And little by little, as you implement that, it just enriches your life, it enriches your mind, and you get to experience the full human experience, because we're not meant to be scrolling on our phones, getting FOMO, comparing ourselves, etc., etc. I'm gonna have a little book reading session. I'm reading A Court of Mist and Fury. It's finally starting to pick up for me. Now I'm more motivated to read. I feel like if you're not a reader, it's definitely hard to get into a book, but the mainstream books I feel like are a good beginning if you're not much of a reader. I do feel like with a lot of books sometimes, they can be so basic and almost cringy, to be honest, but I do think that style also resembles some of the stuff we see online that isn't necessarily the most enriching, but it is entertaining. I definitely believe that even if the quality of a story that you're reading isn't up to par with a lot of really good books, it's still better than just sitting on TikTok or Instagram, because you are working your mind and you're working the creativity in your head. Even if you don't work in a creative field, humans are innately creative, and strengthening that muscle is going to help you in your careers, in your problem solving, and it's just going to make you an overall intelligent, great person, and it gives you something to talk about with other people when you meet them. So let's read. phone. I can't lie to you. I know I'm trying to motivate you guys, but I'm not perfect. And you know what? I did pick up my phone and I just kind of like hovered my thumb over my phone and I ended up just checking my emails and looking at my camera roll. It could have been worse. But you know what I will say about avoiding your phone is I think there are healthy boundaries to set with yourself and healthy limits to scrolling, because obviously you can't get away from your phone forever. You can definitely set limits. I'm sure you guys all know that you can set a time limit on your apps. So I have an hour set for TikTok and Instagram. It does definitely give me a perspective of how much time I've actually spent online. And recently I've been trying to make the conscious effort to go on my phone for a reason. So I'll give you an example. A lot of the times I like to go on Pinterest and get inspired to do anything. But sometimes I'll just open Pinterest and scroll on the homepage. And although I would argue it's probably the better form of social media because there's not really anything social about it, I still get very distracted on it. If I know I want to go on Pinterest, I will make the decision to look for only one thing to be inspired about. Whether it's apartment decorations, food, meal ideas, makeup ideas. I will not go on Pinterest and bombard myself with all these different things on my timeline. I feel like we all kind of get caught up with that because we'll go on our phone to check one thing and then we automatically open up Instagram and forgot why we went on our phone. And we need to avoid that. It is sucking away at our precious time on this earth. I think we need to set limits on our phone use and go on our phone with intention, because it's fun to be online. It's fun to be on Pinterest. But if I'm just sitting there with no reason, no purpose, that's when it starts to get unhealthy. I'm not going to try to go on my phone right now, but I did want to give you guys this idea of going online with a purpose, going with something you want to search for, not just going on and letting whatever information come. So to finish off this video, right, I want to show you guys my unplugged night routine and talk about how I feel after this experience. I did a lot of self-care tonight, as you'll see, and really focused on taking my time with things, not letting myself feel rushed. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned from this experience, is to slow down. Apart from that, I've come to realize how important hobbies are, because truly the best thing we can do to keep us from being attached to our phone is spending time making art, being with friends, or simply watching a movie. So I encourage you guys to do the same and to romanticize your life to your best abilities and make it a life that you love, not just one you take pictures of for the sake of posting. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and I'll see you next week. Love you guys.